Okay, so our first guest for IMHO Quarantined Edition 2.0, we got cars going by my house. We are joined by the one, the only, Couleé. Hey Khloe, how are you doing?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm good. What have you been up to since quarantine started and the movement and the entire world going 180?
That is such a loaded question. All I can say is, after all the events that have happened, I've completely went back to my roots, and I've went back to the back pages of Craigslist. If you're asking how is that possible, they took it down. Don't ask me, you know what I mean? I've been there for a while. I know my way around. So that's all I can pretty much say.
You just wrapped up a series on your Instagram page, the According to Khloe. How are you feeling about the first season wrap up?
It's such a surreal moment because getting into drag every Thursday, you would think after a while, like, you'll be so over it. But it just made so many happy memories for me, like, honestly. And I'm so grateful that people responded to it well and love it. The first finale, I will admit, I was not happy with it, so I had to redo it. But after that, I'm totally okay with it. I love it.
I know Khloe from, this is gonna get very like anti right now, but I remember Khloe Park showing up at the club when you were commuting from the countryside coming into the city. We love that storyline. Very, very humble beginnings. And you're like, ooh, I can't wait to move into the city and like, yeah, do drag and like dabble in it. And I'm gonna be working at Ulta, you know, I'll move stores. And I was like, please do. People love you here. You're gonna have so much fun. You have a great personality. And now here you are, the newest baby to the Maison de Couleé. How does that feel?
A journey.
Right. Well, how's being the newest Couleé baby? How's the family treating you?
You know what? I think for me personally, I think it's pretty fun. Let's be honest here. But also, I don't think that they've realized that the child that, you know, they have taken on into the family is definitely the most rambunctious one out of all of them. And you know me. And for those of you who also know me, and for those of you who don't, who need to know me, I am the most chaotic energy that even I don't even know what's going to happen for me when the day starts. So to put that energy on top of the brand that is the Couleé brand, when you have Kenzie Couleé and Bambi Banks Couleé, and then you throw me in there, it is quite the mixing pot, I will say that. But it's fun. It's fun to be the different one.
So many people are like, I wonder if like the Couleé sisters are gonna have like their own reality TV show. Like, I would love to see the three of y'all like either get your own show or like audition for something and get all casted at the same time. It doesn't even have to be Drag Race. It could just be like it could be The Circle or something. I don't know.
I want that. Everyone's talking about reality, and I'm just like, honestly, to be perfectly honest, like, I know Kenzie and Bam love the idea of Drag Race and like want to do it and actually work for it. And like, I am gonna try it eventually, but like, I want to be more than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would like to do things like The Circle or The Real World or like actual reality TV and be a personality and not have to worry about competing and like the politics of competition. Like, I just want to show up, be me, and like collect a check and run.
That is like the essential Khloe Couleé model. I just want to show up, be me.
Exactly. Like, that's all I want to do.
You're an influencer. You're like in the beauty world. And if people don't believe it, then they're going to get to know it. Speaking of reality TV show, you watch Drag Race.
I've heard of it.
Let's get into the most recent episode of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Girl, why not?
Okay, let's do it.
What are you doing? It's quarantine.
Happy Saturday, July 4th. I don't particularly celebrate this day.
Unless there's justice for Breonna Taylor.
Justice for Breonna Taylor. Very important. The episode begins with the lipstick quota. So they were counting the lipsticks. They pull out Mayhem. 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 Our 2020. Did you see this coming? Did you know Mayhem was going to be the one?
I had a feeling it was coming. I did see it happening. Honestly, it was about her time. Let's be honest here. Like, I think with Drag Race, they set it up to where you know what's gonna happen. They make it very obvious these days. So, I mean, we knew it was coming eventually.
I'll never forget for episode 1, and this is in memory of Mayhem, her talent show was her singing her song, and I had no idea what she was saying.
Oh my God. Have you seen the video of it though? Like the meme version of her performance?
Yeah, I think the caption was me telling my sim to tell dramatic story.
Yes! Excuse me, sir. I'm talking to you.
I'm talking to you. Okay, put that in a mix though. Like someone needs to do that.
I love that. Anytime I fuck up my words and fumble or stutter, I'm just like, excuse me, sir. I'm talking to you.
Talking
and I just
to
start over.
Yeah, Mayhem was fun. I thought Mayhem was there to serve the fan base more importantly because the fan base wanted Mayhem to be there so badly. Even on her original season, like the Reddit was just like, get Mayhem on there, get Mayhem on there.
Interesting.
They got her.
Are they happy is the question.
They get what they get and they can't throw a fit.
Okay, because the fan votes also wanted Mimi I'm first there. And when she got there, was it what they wanted? Let me ask you that.
I could not believe it. Mimi I'm first out of everyone. I could not believe it.
I could not believe it.
So it was Mayhem that went home. She had everyone's vote. Where do you think everyone is standing currently? Like, who is your current top 3 right now?
My top 3, obviously, my mother, Couleé. Blair St. Clair. I love Blair St. Clair.
Oh, okay.
She's the T. I was rooting for her on her season. And I'm going to have to say Jujubee. And, like, this is no shade because that we have a track record to prove it. Jujubee is one of those girls that is good. She plays the game and she kills it. But she always ends up at like the top 3 or like very high at the top, but then loses. So it's like you kind of know what's gonna happen. Like she's gonna make it far, but she isn't gonna win. But at the same time, I still root for her.
Why do you think that is? Like, why do you think she is good enough to like place in the top, but she just can't win or take that first place spot?
I think it's because some people, and like once again, no shade. I think it's those people that they have it, but in the circumstances of Drag Race and the competition, it's just never really enough to take it that far over the edge. Like when you look, like I said, at her track record compared to the other people that have won or been in the top with her, you kind of see like, okay, it's the same, formula, the same situation, same setup. And you're just like, okay, I get it. Like, we know Jujubee after all these years. We already know what she can bring. And, like, she brings it, but it's...
We know what she can thrive in. Like, the episode where she won, and she wore, like, a 3-in-1 Halloween costume, the 3 Halloween costumes she won that week. It really is her personality that pushes her out there.
Yeah.
We know what she can bring.
Exactly. Because if you look at the other girls... If they didn't have personality and brought what Jujubee brought, would they really be that far? Jujubee is likable, which gives her a pass on some things. But, like, I don't even think that's it because she's sickening regardless. But, like, her personality just does so much more to her looks and everything else, which is a good winner to me. But, I mean, it's always that one person or two that just takes it a little further over the edge.
Right. And I think Blair is a really interesting Drag Race cast member too because she's kind of bringing in this new idea of what drag can be, and it's kind of like this blend of like reality and drag. You know what I mean? I kind of think you do the same thing too. Like when I first met you, I thought, okay, this is a lady. Head to toe woman.
That's what makes Blair stand out to me, and that's why I love her. And I think the people that I look up to the most, although I look up to many different drag queens, drag kings, and AFAB performers, I think the queens that I relate to the most, like the Tatianas, the Blair St. Clairs, it's like they have a woman element to them, but it's almost sometimes like it has that extra oomph to it that gives it drag. You know what I mean?
Okay, I see it. My top 3 would be Shay, of course, Jujubee, and I want to say Alexis Mateo. Just from not from any records or anything, just because I personally really like her. And she kind of serves something a little different, and it's still very entertaining.
Exactly.
So yeah, this week's Maxi Challenge was the flavor. No. This week's Maxi Challenge was the Snatch Game of Love.
I love this rebranding.
They couldn't just let it be. They always have to throw in of love just to mix it up on you.
They want to switch it up. They say a normal Snatch Game is boring. Let's give it something more.
I want to see Snatch Game of Family Feud. I'm ready for that one.
That'd be sickening. Family Feud is such a good show. Don't sleep on it.
Okay, so let's go on and talk about each character, and we can address both the workroom as well as the main performance of the episode as well. So let's start out with Blair. Blair was Ellen. What you think?
It's enough for me.
It's a no?
But you know what? It's a soft no for me because she gave a performance where it wasn't good, but it was enough to be safe.
Yeah, I feel like there are seasons where there are so many people that do bad that if you put this up against that, this would be like a top safe. Like, she said funny things, but other people said funnier things.
Yeah. Like, it didn't land as hard, but there were other people who did worse.
Ellen DeGeneres, like a little gay woman.
But also, why was she so hunched and whatnot the whole time? I found that so funny.
She was like tweaking.
I was like, I didn't know Ella had such a bad back, but work. She
I'm
getting
not
crack
paying
like a
attention.
bad back.
Bitch, talking like a queen, we should look like a lab rat. Don't get me.
Oh, I know how to get you started.
Up next, we had Alexis Mateo as Walter Mercado. I didn't know who Walter Mercado is.
I don't either, to be completely honest.
Right. We learned who Walter Mercado was through this episode, and I just personally have to say, like, I love seeing male drag characters.
Oh, yeah.
We'll just call it, we love drag kings.
We do.
I think Tenderoni said it best on Twitter. Wow, drag performers dressing up as male entertainers, and it's entertaining. Who would have thought?
There you go. This is the gateway. This is the gateway. I thought it was sickening. I think anyone who can make a character entertaining and many other people may not know who it is sickening. You know, that's talent. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, same thing happened with Ben de la Creme. We didn't know her character.
Or Kennedy Davenport's Little Richard.
I think a lot of people know who Little Richard are. But, I mean, also, maybe I could also see people not, which is weird. But the Maggie character, it just goes to show, like, many people may not know who that is. But the fact that you can make someone who is not notable to a lot of people entertaining, that's talent and that's sickening.
Let me look up Ben de la Creme from All Stars. Because what was that character's name again? Oh, Paul Lynde. Yeah, Paul Lynde was the male drag character that Ben de la Creme did, and even though we didn't know who that person was, they made it funny.
T.
You know, that's the most important part, is just to make it funny, I guess. And then India, coming from the beauty scene and being a guru, how triggered were you to see J-Star?
Let me tell you, I was more triggered by the fact that she thought she could pull that off than the Jeffree Star character, period. Okay? I was like, oh, you gonna do Jeffree? Okay, I mean, work. But it did not work out, which made it worse that you did Jeffree Star, period.
Right.
So, had she would have pulled it off, it might have made it better.
I mean, when you look at that person and they didn't tell you they were Jeffree Star, would you say they're Jeffree Star? Yes. She did put on, like, the makeup of Jeffree Star, but, like, it wasn't good. Also, like, Jeffree Star is not I'll say it, a likable person.
Well, I thought of it as, okay, so, of course, nobody really likes Jeffree Star, but also nobody likes Trump. And the Vivian from the UK did Trump and made it funny, and she won. And so this, to me, is one of those instances where, like, nobody likes Jeffree, but you can make it funny and, you know, of course, poke fun at the character, but she didn't really do that. So it's just kind of like, well, what was the premise of doing Jeffree? You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
I mean, her reasoning was like, oh, Jeffree has, like, fun mannerisms and, like, speaks like this. And I was like, that's just really any mean gay man. Like, any mean gay man
like,
speaks
literally,
like.
I can find that at any given bar right now. And they think, and they already think they're famous and they have, like, 2K followers. Like, bitch, please.
Ooh, let's get into that. It seems like you got something to say. Yeah, you make a really good point. You can, like, satirize the character. You can make fun of the person.
Like, just because you're doing a character that's unlikable doesn't mean you like them. You know what I mean? You just have to find a way to make it entertaining to where, you know, let's be honest here, that you're mocking them in a way that we're all entertained, you know?
She didn't. You know, I don't think she had lines prepared. She was kind of mirroring whatever Alexis was doing. She didn't have any ground to stand on. So, India, she was in trouble.
It's a hard no for me.
Hard no. I don't know who Tommy Dorfman is. Do you know Tommy Dorfman?
Yes, Tommy Dorfman was in 13 Reasons Why. I believe they just released their last season of that on Netflix. But he actually plays a gay character in the show. So.
Oh, good. They were serving. They were serving that look. They looked really good.
He was giving me very Ivy Park realness.
Yeah, that tracksuit. And then up next, we had Miss Cracker was Lady Gaga, specifically from A Star Is Born era. Her performance was.
It was Cracker as Cracker. it was literally Cracker as Cracker.
Yeah, it was Miss Cracker. I'm confusion. Why that Lady Gaga?
I don't know. I think with Gaga, she has personality enough for you to create something. And I don't understand what route she was going.
I feel like old school Gaga, she would have enough to work with. Newer Gaga, like A Star Is Born Gaga, where she is like branded into this like Hollywood figure, this movie star. I don't know, that character of Gaga is Hollywood-esque, and I don't know if that is enough personality to bring to a Snatch Game.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely not.
She did do like There Can Be 100 People in the Room line, and she did like the references to A Star Is Born. That movie wasn't funny.
I think she was going off of the memes of the movie like that and so on and so forth. But like that wasn't enough. Like Gaga, literally the stuff she does, like, especially back when you said like in her earlier years of music, she, to me, looking back at it now, it's so funny how like characterized she was. Even the way she spoke was just comedy now. You know what I mean? But you went with none of that.
Yeah, back then she was, wow, I miss old Gaga.
Oh,
I miss Born This Way Gaga.
You know what? Go further than that. Go back to like the, not Just Dance. Well, yeah, go back to like the Just Dance, like Lady Gaga era. Like the character, like she would have the bob. She would have the glasses. She would have the teacup. Like
the hard cut.
Yes! You know?
You giving me Just Dance right now though. Like,
I am. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. All I need is a little teacup and like a few stuffed animals stuck to this fur, and I'm Gaga.
Little monsters. Oh my god, we're everywhere. Up next we had Jujubee. She was Eartha Kitt. Very good, I think. Just like they said, best Eartha Kitt. What'd you think?
I gagged. Like, that was pure art to me. Like, I don't even know how she kept the character because it was so fucking good.
Even just like how she simply said a poetry is just like seeing her trying to think through as Eartha Kitt, like you seeing her trying to improvise with something, that was funny.
I think for now on, I'm definitely going to tell people the sexiest quality about me is me sexily walking over to a thermostat.
Putting it up to a comfortable 74 degrees. And then last but certainly not least, we had Your Mother Shea Couleé. Oh my gosh. As Flavor Flav. Give it away. Take it away. What do you think?
You know what? First of all, I'm happy she listened to my sister, Bambi Banks Couleé, on that idea. Because she came up with the idea that...
Oh, is that the tea?
Yeah, she was like, you should do Flavor Flav. And Shay did it. And she fucking knocked it out of the park. I mean, it was so hilarious. I love it.
Okay. Bambi Banks Couleé, the coach.
Look, she out here coaching the girls. Like, you don't be shook if some girls
don't sleep on,
from around the city or outside the city walk on Drag Race and have had everything handed to them and picked out through her. Like, she really is the queen for the people, or the queens.
Flavor Flav is such a smart character.
There's
so much already there. He's iconic. Everyone knows him. So many lines you can do. So many like jokes you can pull. The clock.
Yes.
Drag King.
It was spot on. Like, it was so spot on. The only thing I wish she would have did, which I didn't get to tell her. I should have told her that. But the only thing I wish she would do is the laugh. Like, his laugh is so stupid.
Oh, does he do the spray bottle laugh?
Yes! I wish she would have did that.
I bet she got the pitch right. She's like, Flavor Flav.
Oh, yeah. She got every, like... iconic moment.
That's funny. Wait, reciting Sasha Velour's clapped verse?
Really? What was
Club
that?
Legend Art Theater. Gender is a construct, tear it apart. Remember that one?
Oh yeah. That. How does this feel? Oh no, it's a different song. Sorry. But yeah.
Yeah, Shay killed it. Shay had like so many responses in games, dropping a ring on the ground and picking it up, like just simple stuff. And the lover for that one was Jeffrey Boyer Chapman. I think I speak for everyone when I say I was so uncomfortable for the 10 seconds that I saw what I had to see.
You know what that gave me? Very like Rue has a crush on Jeffrey and they wanted to create some stupid storyline out of a joke just so Rue could have some excuse to like be all up close and personal with Jeffrey and in his face and almost kiss him and da da da. It was just like, it just seems way too forced.
That is a very believable fact. That's probably what it is.
Why else? Like, why are you randomly all over this guy? Who said you have a love story together? Like, I don't know.
Like, who said that?
Who said that?
You absolutely just said that right now. It felt like seeing your grandmother flirt with someone. I can't believe I'm looking at this right now.
Yeah, it was disgusting. I like the meme of like the woman and the Predator from Alien vs. Predator, and he's like on her, and it was like, this is literally what it was in that moment. And I was like, facts.
If only she had an Instagram that I can comment on.
Well, good luck with that.
Disappearing. I wonder what the tea is.
Some people say this because they found some old like photos of like Rue in 2 Confederate outfits and one of them in like blackface.
Oh, well, the Confederate outfit, that's the Tu Wong Fu reference.
What was that one? But it was also another one. And I was like...
I did see that third one. Yeah, Twitter is the investigator, is the Diane Sawyer, the Connie Chung, the Anderson Cooper.
Why are we looking for private agents when you could literally just go to Twitter? They do it all for you. Literally.
You don't need a digital army when you can just ask the K-pop stans to show up.
That too. Nothing's more powerful than the Beehive and the K-pop stans.
Those 2 religions are bigger than Christianity.
Sure. For sure. That's very true.
So out of all that, who are your top 2?
My top 2 would definitely have to be Flavor Flav and Jujubee as Eartha Kitt.
Ooh, Flavor Flav and Jujubee.
You know what? Top 2.
I'll say Flavor Flav.
Okay.
And...
You gonna say Alexis?
Walter Mercado. Alexis.
Okay. Well, see, Walter Mercado was good. I think if it was a top 3, I would say those 3. But like, Flavor Flav was really good, and Jujubee just kind of like, she knocked it so far out of the park. So it's kind of like Alexis is giving a good, like, hard third in those compared to those 2. But I mean, if she would have won, I wouldn't have been mad. But like,
yeah. So of course, your mother wins. Shea Couleé is the winner, takes the crown. Let's get into the runway looks.
Let's do it.
RuPaul walks out in this voluminous white splash dress. How did you feel?
Let me tell you, that was the best I've seen Ru look in God knows how long. Like, I don't think I've ever gasped so much at a RuPaul look the way I did when I saw that one. I was like, this is it. This is it. This is it. That's all I can really say. That is it.
She looks like she's having fun. Like, she's doing...
Yeah.
She's doing drag for fun now.
Mm-hmm.
Which I feel like, you know, being at the top of the game, you can get pretty bored pretty quickly.
Yeah. And complacent.
And,
you know?
And you get late,
And very complacent. Like, you get stuck in, like, one way, which is why when she switches it up, like the face Kini moment, or even just kind of elevates her normal looks like the one last night, it stands out a lot, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of like when you do something different, people are like, oh my God, you're such a great drag queen. When really it's just you trying something new, basing it off of things that you already know. Like when you get a new wig, they're like, oh my God, you're so good at drag. And you're just like, I just got this wig style.
You know what? I mean, well, I was gonna say, well, I mean, you're right.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to like make it seem like I hate Ru's looks or anything. I do think like after a while, you know, it's just like, oh, it's cute. But then like you have those moments like last night where it's like, whoa, like this is the moment.
I mean, Ru never looks bad. I don't think Ru ever looks well. I'm sure we can dig.
Don't do
if
that.
we have any archived
No,
evidence.
don't do that, because I know one look by Rue, which I will never forget to this day, and I forgot what season it was, but she walked out and had those paperclip holders for titties, and I was like, I don't know what's going on here, but baby, I'm gonna need you to either go flat-chested or get you a plate, because this is not working for you. You don't
I'm
remember
gonna have
that?
to dig that one up. So up first we had Cracker giving us pink, giving us acne. The hair was great. Thoughts?
It wasn't doing it for me. It just gave me very, like, you know, thrift store find, and I'm gonna slap some, like, pimples, which I didn't even realize were pimples until, like, I watched it a little more again, and I was just kind of like, it wasn't it.
I thought it was okay. I don't think it's, like, bootable, but I also don't think it's, like, a hard toot or anything.
I'll boot it.
You boot it? Okay.
Yeah, I boot it.
Thumbs down, thumbs up. Okay, Alexis Mateo, the red Latin flared dress with the leg slit.
That wasn't a prom. That was a quinceañera, and I was listening.
Quinceañera.
That was a quinceañera. I am going to say it was really good. It was cute.
Yeah, I thought it was really cute too. I thought she looked really hot. She said she wasn't cinched. Good for her, because she looked great. Those earrings, pageant earrings, I feel like I would look crazy with them on, but I loved looking at those earrings. Like, they were huge. They were about that long. I could never.
Yeah, you would look a little crazy in those.
I would be like, what am I trying to do? Why is this, like, weighing me down? Like, I am not that kind of girl. India, the black gothic look.
No. That was not prom at all. That was like someone I heard call it very like medieval bar wench. You know, it was it just wasn't. It was more like the lady is a vamp. You know what I mean? Not like
she really was giving me like mid 1700 bartender.
It wasn't it. It did not read prom. Like, what girl is going to prom like that? No one.
You know what I thought would have worked is, since she was going for like the emo darkish character, what if she like went to prom as like an emo or like a punk girl, like a punk girl's take on prom? Like, that would have been kind of cute, right? Like, you still have that high school trope, that character, and it is your take on that prom night. Like, that would have been kind of cool to see.
Sickening. But she didn't take it there, so
2 boots for that one. Blair St. Clair.
Oh.
This one's your fave. Go and talk about this one. What was she wearing?
What was she wearing?
Yeah, what was she wearing? Because I'm blanking on it right now.
Oh, God. Okay. So she wore, like, a tux top. It was red, and under it was blue. And then it went down into, like, a mermaid-style dress, which was red, which matched the suit top. And then she had black, like, finger-waved hair. And she had it stoned. So that was cute. And a red top hat.
Yes, the baby hairs were stoned.
And then she takes the top hat off, and it's a crown. It was very, very beautiful. It was so chic. It was so chic.
It was just right. Oh, it was right. The androgyny of prom.
Yeah, she gave very, like, boy meets girl, go to prom.
And I know this look has nothing to do with this look that I'm about to talk about, but we saw Gigi Good's, like, finale look. It was, like, the prom androgyny look. Not to compare the two, but, like, it reminded me of that just because it was from the same show. But obviously they had different filming eras, so it was really cool to see both of those come out with two different interpretations, and both of them being really sickening.
I love the blend of, like you said, the androgyny of it. It was very, very amazing how she incorporated so many elements and made it look so clean and chic.
Gender non-binary. Yes. Yes.
We love a gender bender.
Gender is the construct, tear it apart. Jujubee. Crimped lavender 80s hair. Cute little lavender short dress. What do you think?
I loved it. It gave me very, like, 80s girl going to the prom. It was amazing. And what was funny about it is I just ordered a dress for this photo shoot because, you know, new headshots, girl, new season, new name.
New season, new world, really.
Okay. And I, like, put the dress on, and then it's tulle as well, and it's pink. And I look up, and it's exactly the same as her dress, but in purple. Well, almost the same. It's not exactly the same, but it's like, you know, it would be in the same collection. And I was like, this is, look, She did. But she looked amazing. She looked amazing. And I loved it even more that we were like low-key matching.
Yeah. Yeah. Where is that dress from?
I'm sure hers was made. Mine, I ordered it.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
yeah, I doubt she got it from the same place.
Because you never know, sometimes Jujubee will pull that, well, I actually just ordered this. And you're like, oh. Wow.
T. Like, she walked in on the first day and I was like, girl, which page of Fashion Nova did you get this from? Because I need the link.
She did not want to waste her money on a walk-in look. I kind of respect that, but also I'm like, girl. And then, of course, Shay's look. The season 9 finale mixed with Carrie.
You know what? I'm be completely honest with you. Because you know me, I'm not one to, like, lie. I was very confused for a minute. I knew that it was Carrie. I didn't understand a lot of what was happening from like the dress and how the headpiece, it didn't come across as blood. But then when she explained it and like the reason behind everything and like so on and so forth, like when she kind of painted the picture, I was like, oh, like now I get it. Now I see it. So it was one of those things where like I liked it, but I was also kind of confused a little bit. But then, like, once I kind of, like, sat on it, it then started to make a little more sense to me. So, I like it.
Yeah, objectively looking at it, I would have to, like, it would take me a second to figure out what was going on.
Yeah.
I do like looking at something and just, like, appreciating its design. And I also love storytelling. Like, I love a story on a dress, too. Mm-hmm. I feel like when it comes to, like, looking at something that's being worn for the runway, you kind of want to be spoon-fed the concept. Like, you don't want to have to explain to yourself or be explained to what the look is about. So I do see what you're saying there.
Exactly. Some things are a little more obvious than others. And that's the thing about fashion. Fashion is much like art, where you can look at something and sometimes you get it off the bat, you know? But then also sometimes it takes you a minute to just take it all in, appreciate it, and look at it and like really kind of form that story or have that story told to you to really kind of like see it. And it doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that, you know, you need kind of an extra second to process it. And after like taking an extra moment to process it and then on top of it, hear the story, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, because I thought it was acting. I was like, okay, this is working. Right. What's happening here?
Because, I mean, for people, like, there are people out there that haven't seen Carrie and are also watching Drag Race for the first time. So I'm kind of wondering, you know, what's going through their brain. Like, they don't know the references. Yeah. So objectively looking at it, will they be able to toot it? I hope so, because I thought it was a really well, like...
It was very
I thought it was a really great costume. Mm-hmm. So obviously I gave it a toot.
Toot it.
So the judges... critique the girls. I think one critique that stood out, or wasn't really a critique, but was like a side comment, was RuPaul talking to Blair and saying, my husband and I do an impression of you. And they like do the shivering. I'm just like, what? You mocking this girl?
I don't get it. But also, this is the first time Ru has ever mentioned anything about a husband on this show, which is funny.
Not saying husband while Boyer Chapman is just like 2 seats down. I'm tired of Ross. I just wrote that down. I don't know why. I'm tired of Ross Matthews. Look, I'm tired of the jokes. I'm sick of it. I'm done with the jokes, Ross.
We like a little bit of cheesy, like a little bit of corny, a little bit of campy, but sometimes it does just get to a point where it's like, okay, we're not children. Come on.
When he said, you'll have to provide an Eartha kit, you could have just held that one in. You don't have to like say all of them.
Yeah, you could have kept that one to yourself. So.
But he is clever and I do respect him as a human being.
Yeah, just not on that comment.
Shay talking about her look, explaining her look, when she said that like fans would come up to her at meet and greets and take their hat off and rose petals would fall out. What is going on with these children? What is wrong with these young bullies that have no idea what's going on?
There were 2 problems in that situation, and I don't think people realize the second problem. The first problem, I think everybody knows, is how disrespectful and wrong that is, and that as the years go on, Drag Race fans get a little more rambunctious, and I think that is completely disrespectful. It does not matter how much you dislike someone. Like, I don't like Eureka, but I'm not going to be blatantly disrespectful. I think that people can have differences of opinions, so on and so forth, but like, don't be fucking rude. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't like Eureka, don't be around her, so on and so forth. I'm just using her as an example, but you get what I'm saying. Don't be a bitch. But also, I find that Rue not saying anything in that situation was a problem, which I don't think many people caught. I think that after hearing that story and hearing how much that Shay went through and how emotional it made her, not hearing Rue even console her or even look at the camera and say, this needs to stop, because this is not the first time, and I'm sure it's not going to be the last, that Drag Race fans are going to go too far and they're going to be disrespectful. They've already done death threats. They've, you know, been blatantly rude at meet and greets. You know what I mean? So, like, you sitting there on your show and not saying something like, hey, I don't condone this, please don't do this, you know what I mean? Like, just saying something, but you didn't say anything. And so I felt that to be the second problem in that situation.
Yeah, there's a huge issue with like toxic behavior in the fan base. I feel like Shay shed some light on that with her personal narrative, and you're right, it would have been great to hear the person who's created this franchise to stand up for someone that is under their wing. Like, if you want to say bring back my girls, if they're your girls, make sure you're taking care of your girls, because it's a mentally straining process, and the life after Drag Race 2 is just incredibly tough. I can't imagine what these girls are going through. Ugh. Death threats, not okay, and I don't know if like the fans who are like taking the hat off and like the rose petals, if they think that's like a funny thing to do, or if they're just like, hey, you get that reference? Like, it's a joke to you, right?
It's taunting. I don't think there's any way that can come across funny. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. Like, sometimes I'm totally gonna be honest here. Like, sometimes I have to play devil's advocate to like put myself in someone's shoes when they're wrong, to kind of like see where they're coming from. Like, granted, I'm not out there blatantly, you know, doing these things, but I'm just like, okay, what made them do this? Why are they doing this? And like, I get so curious to the point where I, like I said, play devil's advocate and put myself in these situations in my head and think like, what could have been the reason? But like, looking in that situation, I'm like, I don't see how that could have been funny or something that you thought would have went over well. Like, I don't see that.
Like, you wait an hour in line, you prepare this stunt.
Yeah.
That is disrespectful. Yeah. And you don't have any time to think about the consequences that will come from that. You think that she'll just laugh it off, like...
Yeah. And that person or those people did not, like I say, take their time to put themselves in her shoes or someone else's shoes who would have been through something like that. Instead, they only thought about themselves. And when you sometimes start to think from both sides of the playing field, you'll then find a common ground of the real answer, which is you shouldn't have fucking done it.
I don't know. I don't know what RuPaul is doing with this like Instagram deletion, and I don't know if it's like running away from something or starting fresh with something, or if like her mindset has changed, because I haven't heard like a personal statement from her too with like everything that has happened. But also, you know, she does whatever she wants, but in the instance of protecting your own kind, your own children, if you're truly their mother, that is something that definitely should be addressed. I agree with you.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking us down there. Ooh.
Girl, look,
that was a conversation that we need to
sound smart sometimes.
That is understanding emotional like boundaries. So that's deep shit. Not objects, furniture. Oh. It's just like, go untuck in the Objects Furniture Lounge. I was like, okay. They crown Shay, and everyone else is in the bottom.
Yeah.
So we're at the point where if you're not at the top, you are at the bottom. Shay has to decide who is going to go home. So the drama is, Alexis was accused of conspiring to the girls to put Shay in the bottom and take her out. And India made that claim. Is that the T? That's the T, right?
I believe that's the T. Like, I get it, but it's also like some gaps in there that I need to just...
Or so, yeah, there's some gaps, or so you think. Where is the Twitter army? Where are the receipts? How do we know that this is the truth? How do we know those words hold true? India makes the claim, but India also has a particular circumstance that would make her say something like this, because India did really poorly this week and is at the bottom and has been at the bottom consistently. So saying something like this does seem like a defensive tactic to put the attention away from her.
Yes.
Juju B, our investigative reporter, steps into the scene, goes to the makeup station, goes, girl, what is the truth? What's a lie? Because I'm confused. And Alexis says with a clear conscience, like, I'm not trying to sabotage Shea. I voted Shea that week because I wanted to save Mariah.
Yeah.
What do you think about the drama? What's going on?
I think that there's definitely, at this point, games being played in terms of the situation that's happening right now. Like, at this point, like, we've seen how Alaska broke down and, like, tried to basically pay people to stay in the competition. I think at this point, that's the part we're at. Like, people are literally grasping at straws to make sure they stay because it's getting very, very, very low at this moment. But you know what? Looking at it, I'm gonna say based on body language, I think Alexis is lying.
Based on body language?
Yeah, because Tatiana made a tweet and was like, you can always tell when someone's lying, you know, based on, like, body language. Like, that's the science that I look for. And, like, looking and, like, hearing Alexis talk is just, and then, like, from other people who have ideas on how they feel like she's lying, I've, like, put it all together. And I'm like, you know what? Watching it back today, I feel like maybe she is up to something. Maybe.
Yeah. Wait. I'm trying not to think back and, like, when she heard that claim, Alexis was kind of just, like, stiff. It was just, like, looking around, like, squinting, like, wait, what?
She was thinking of what to say. Because you know how it's those situations where people, like, get caught and they're on the moment. It's, like, spare the moment. And then they're just, like, looking around in confusion as a way to react, but also their mind is turning at the same time.
Ooh.
You know? But also, I think that it was also said that I don't think that she said once that she didn't do it. I think she just started to defend the fact. Which, to me, I don't really think it's enough to say that she's lying. But I just think, like, based on how she handled the situation and, like, the way they would catch her reactions, it was kind of like, something's off.
Okay, ask me a yes or no question that I can answer truthfully or, like, as a lie. And I want you to see if I'm lying or not.
Okay. Is it true that you might have had sex with a previous assistant of yours?
No.
Look at you.
Not. I did not have sexual relations with that assistant. I am not that kind of girl.
Have you made out with them before?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
It was on New Year's Eve.
Oh, damn. I'm hoping I get you.
She really tried to get me there. Carl over at the machine just went. Shut up, Carl.
But,
you
like,
don't know.
You know how you need
just
that
reading
minute to,
lines.
it's, I also think sometimes it's just natural reaction, but even then, the fact that it's a natural reaction, it also, you know, makes you think, like, is it true? You know, that you have to stop and take a minute and think, but also the wheels are turning on how you're going to answer that.
Wait, you would be so good at reality TV because you can pick up, like, natural human behavior like that, and you have, like, really strong emotional intelligence, and that's, like, you could really weaponize that against, you don't have to weaponize anything, but in a competition, I mean, that's your artillery right there.
Look, I may not be book smart, but if it's one thing I am, it's vibe smart. And if the vibe ain't right, bitch, I'm picking it up.
Damn. Khloe for the Circle 2021.
Please.
The episode wraps up. Everyone casts their lipsticks and they bring out Shea in the little bob wig. She's ready to turn that bob out bobs run deep in the family. Y'all look great in bobs.
Thank you.
Shea has to lip sync against the secret lip sync assassin, Vanessa Van G Matteo. Oh my God.
I was so excited.
I love Vanjie. It's kind of convenient that the daughter of Alexis Mateo is out the night that she is at risk. And it's the same kind of convenience. I find it funny that
Mayhem
it's
and
the
Morgan.
same kind of convenience that Morgan McMichaels.
Yeah.
Do they all live in LA? Are they trapped in the basement? Do they unlock the door when they say, okay, you know what, we need you for a plot twist?
I can easily see them saying, like, Morgan, you live in LA. We want to have you come. You know, we want to have you come to the show. I could see that happening quick, fast, and in a hurry. But in terms of, like, Vanjie, they had to fly her out because she lives in New York. So that was a plan that just happened to be coincidence. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I was very excited she was there. Like, super excited. I think I clocked her from the preview.
So they lip sync to Open Your Heart from Madonna.
Okay.
Everyone's favorite song, sure. Shay's turning it. Van G's turning it. It's
Shay
neck and
turns it
neck.
more.
Say what now?
Shay turns it more.
Shay turned it more, and she won rightfully so.
Yeah.
And Vanessa went off stage, and we'll hear from her soon, I'm sure. They bring everyone up on stage. Shay pulls out the lipstick.
Yeah.
Plot twist. You didn't see this one coming. You thought it was going to be her, but it was India. Then India.
Who would have sent home in that situation?
I would have sent India home. Thinking about it,
think about it
I
again.
feel like I would have sent India home because I'm just like a diplomat. I feel like I would send someone home based off of like overall fairness.
No.
And if I had the talent that Shay had, I would have kept around someone who was so intimidated by me that they have to do tactics and lie and play games.
If I knew that I was killing a competition like that and I was up against some heavy hitters like Jujubee and Blair, I think that my competition instincts will definitely kick in. And when you're in a competition, you know, like looking at it, we already know like Shay is really killing the game, so it's only a matter of time before she makes it to the top. But like sometimes you just want to, you know, be double sure you gonna secure that spot, because in the All-Stars you never know what's gonna happen. And I think I would have sent Juju home. Juju or Blair, but mainly Juju.
Really?
Yeah, because she's big competition, and like India not finna top. Like
that would be such a
Stunt.
sickening like shock for TV. Actually, I picked Jujubee
or Blair. Like you would be shocked because if you look at it, they've been killing the competition. Cracker, I mean, I could see Cracker being sent home, but like once again, like I said, it's those people that do good, but it's those people that are really gonna like compete with you until the very end. And I think that Juju and Blair have proven to be like really good competitors, so why not knock one of them out? Yeah.
Someone just minding their business and you just run by and slap the back of their head really hard.
Hell
and they go,
yeah! I don't want you to see me coming.
Damn. Well, not only will you be on the circle, you will win it. Oh my god.
Oh girl, yes.
Hold up. That is some strap. I love that. And that wraps up another episode of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 5.
I thought it was a cute episode. I was definitely into it. We all know my favorite episode by far, which I don't think anyone can top it. The look when it was Love the Skin You're In and Shay did her Goddess of Venus look, because that was the night that I was born again.
Oh my gosh, yes. Speaking of, where can people find Khloe? The park is closed, so Khloe Couleé.
On any of the socials, now that I have a very clean, unique name, there is no underscore, there is no dot, there is no asterisk, there is no apostrophe. It is just me. It is Khloe Couleé, Khloe with a K like Kardashian, don't be silly. And that's on Twitter, that's on Instagram, and also on Venmo, and on PayPal, it's khloecoulee@gmail.com. And on the back pages of Craigslist, I'll send you the link for that if you message me on my alt, if you can find it. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for donating to Molasses Chicago.
Yeah.
With our new system set up with IMHO, we're trying to be active with our activism. Oh my God, act is in the word activism. Best way to do that is by opening your purse. So thank you for everyone who has had their purse and wallets opened. This week, we are donating our tips to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. We're gonna help feed the hungry in Chicago.
Yes,
that sounds
ma'am.
awesome. That's a good thing to do. Anything you wanna plug, Khloe?
If you want to stay up to date on any fun parties happening online in this digital age, of course, go ahead and follow A Queer Pride and you will be completely up to date. We've done fun events such as Def Jam, Vendetta, which has been fun. We just did Chicago's Drag Fest, which featured Auntie Chan. And we have many, many more awesome, fun digital events coming up. So make sure you follow A Queer Pride on Instagram as well as Twitter.
Ooh, awesome. Well, thank you, Khloe Couleé, so much for gracing us with the Couleé vibes. Have a great night. We'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.
How to clean anything? Well, can I clean up my credit score? Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. You noticed I changed my makeup up a little because I'm trying to be more relatable to the general public. I just wanted to give you a little bit of advice. This has gotten me through many, many years of strife and hardship. And that advice is